Hello there, it's Sean. If you're watching this live with us right now, give me a hashtag live in the chat, in the comments. If you're watching this as a replay at a later time, give me a hashtag replay in the chat, in the comments as well. Let me know who you are. Some of you are recurring visitors of this channel and my content. I probably already know who you are. Put in your name, let me know what country you're from. Are you an appointment setter? Are you a remote closer? Are you both? Are you a business owner? Are you just a fan, a follower of my work? Let me know in the comments so I can know that you are here. And it's been a while since I've done one of these, and I figured as we go into the new year I will do an update. A lot of the stuff that I want to share I have covered in my previous training. So this section of YouTube, if you're watching my video, you definitely have been researching remote sales, remote closing, appointment setting. Otherwise this video will not pop up in your feed. So since you're already doing your research, since you have already been consuming remote closing stuff, I believe you more or less know about this industry, and I would like you to continue your research, especially a lot of the things like my origin story, how I went from my final $2, the bank was gonna close my account down, and then from there I worked my way up. I scratched and clawed my way up to find my own opportunities. I learned how to brand myself. I did a lot of trial and error and testing and failing and learning the hard way, and I have put all these in terms of, let's say, how to establish you have the right mindset, your personal brand, to learn how to set, to learn how to close, to learn how to reach out to influencers and close them, to let you close for them. All these things over the past couple of years, I have put them up as videos on different topics. So I'm not gonna reteach all of those things that I've already taught. I've done a lot of content on those already. So since you're already here to do your research, continue to do that and check out the rest of my other videos on your personal brand, my origin story, how I do it, because all these things that you see, okay, I know a lot of things on YouTube, right? It can be very diluted. It can be a great thumbnail, a great hook that captures your attention. You watch the video, you feel inspired, and then at the end of it, it's like, what did I just watch? So how do I take the next step? And of course, I myself, right, I have the same experience. When I want to learn different things, I also hop onto YouTube, do my research, and then at the end of it, it's like, what did I just watch? Like, where's the application? Is all of this just designed to get me to enter your funnel, right? And I don't mind, I don't mind investing in myself. I don't mind going into your funnel. I don't mind buying things to enrich myself, to stay updated. But at the end of the day, if these things that I learned, okay, if it's from someone that actually did it, I seriously don't mind. Because if you're someone that has walked the path, sometimes even just from your energy alone, it's enough to move me to do things and get results. When I learn from people that have that, I don't mind just investing, because I know that I'm going to learn from a fellow practitioner. You can implement, you teach me how to implement, I implement, I will know how to do it, right? So my point is that all these videos that you're seeing right now, okay, sometimes I put my origin story, and then some of you will comment, hey, can you just skip the story part? We really want to get into the technical stuff. And then sometimes when I teach all the technical stuff, then we have people that say, hey, what's your story? Who have you helped? Like, who have you closed for? So you cannot please everyone. I try to make every training as complete as possible in terms of letting you know where I come from, how I started, what are the things I've done, and then how you can do it yourself. But you cannot please everyone. But the good news is I have created so much content that if there's something you want to implement, like right now, even just after watching my free YouTube videos, there's probably already a free training that I've launched that can help you to get there. You know what I mean? With me, whether you become a student, whether you become a client, you invest in me or not, it doesn't really matter, because my goal is to do it for myself. Okay, that has always been my goal. You know how some people say, like, I don't know, like I see some people teach stocks, some people teach trading, some people teach dropshipping, copywriting, and then there's always this section of the internet, right? They will say, hey, is that lucrative? You know, if what you do is that lucrative, why don't you go do it yourself? Why did you go and monetize your skills and you go and teach it? So I agree with that, because everything I've done is for me to do it myself. So I want to do remote closing because it is really that good. Okay, and yes, I do monetize a portion of my best work for people that want my very limited personal time. Yes, I will monetize it, I will charge. Okay, but that is like for a small inner group of people that really almost like force me to say, Sean, I want to force you to coach me and train me and really just drill and mentor me to get the results fast, and I'm willing to pay. Okay, yeah, then I'll charge those people. But for the rest of it, everything I do is for myself. I am a practitioner. I want to do remote closing and I want to share. Okay, because I remember all those times when I was so frustrated. Okay, and I was so overwhelmed because I just want to learn how to set and I just want to learn how to close, and then the mountain it was so damn hard to climb, and I've broken down so many times. I've cried alone in my room so many times. I've lived in fear for so many different periods. And the one thing that was my redemption, if you watch all my old videos of my origin story, you'll know the one thing that was my redemption, that allowed me to believe in myself, that allowed me to say, okay, every time I need money, okay, I can trust myself to go and set and go and close. And the one thing that gave me that sense of pride about myself, about who I am and what I can do, is remote closing. Okay, so there is a part of me that wants to monetize this, yes. Okay, there's also another part of me that wants to put my best work out there. Some of you watching this, you're from the States, you're from Asia, you're from Europe, okay, you're from Nigeria, India, Russia. Okay, I can see a lot of people when you all reach out to me from so many different countries. If my one video can impact you watching this from your computer, live or replay right now, that's a sense of reward that is, you cannot really get that elsewhere. So I really hope to put my best work out there. And if you, for some reason in remote closing, okay, you really come across this one obstacle, okay, that you say, hey Sean, well, none of your videos address this thing, okay, you reach out on social media, okay, you find me on Facebook, you find me on Instagram, you message me, you say that I need help with this, okay, can you do a video on that, or you just comment right now, okay, I will screenshot your comment, I will make a video, okay, in the weeks and months to come. Okay, I'm very busy right now because I'm closing for a B2B company myself right now. Okay, so you will see my slides are not as detailed or extremely touched up like my previous batch of videos. Okay, but I will find the time. I will make the content. Okay, especially if it's something I've personally overcome myself. I will break it down and share with you how I did it so that you could do it as well. If you don't learn, Okay, even if you don't learn from me, go learn from a fellow practitioner. Okay, by that I mean someone that is actually legit closing full-time. I have 5 years of B2C full-time experience. You know what that means? That was 5 years of no base salary. Full-time, everything that I eat, that I spend, that I travel, the clothes I buy, the food I eat, the money I give to my parents, how I take care of my wife, all these things, okay, is from remote closing. And no, it is not by selling my program. I do earn a little bit from selling my programs, okay, but all these things are from remote closing commissions. Okay, so I've seen some people reach out to me. They say they join a remote closing program that promised them guaranteed placement, and after they finish the program that they spend their hard-earned money to pay for, the coach take their money to travel, enjoy good food, live in good places, and then just tell them, oh, you want to overcome the objection, you say this. You want to improve your mindset, you do that. Okay, go network, add value. Then in the end, they say, where is my guarantee placement? Then the coach either don't reply. I've received this complaint many times. The coach either don't reply, or the coach say, you wait. Okay, wait until all the Christmas come and gone. You're still waiting. Wait until the beard and the mustache is so long and so thick. The coach still haven't replied, or they do reply, and then they say, okay, the offer is you close for me. So you do my program, then you close for me. So you basically just paid someone to work for them. Okay, these kind of things, don't go and believe. Okay, if it were that easy, everyone you know will be doing remote closing. Now, how I did it? How does a dude from Singapore closing for the US market, not even from the US, how did I do it? Okay, watch all my other videos and make your reference from there, because this is what I do, and this is what you are probably going to do as well. Which brings me to my next point. When I said probably going to do, when people watch my videos, there's always two types of people. One, you haven't really made the decision, like inside you haven't really made the decision as to this is what you want to do. Okay, I would say at the time I didn't think it was, but looking back, it was a fortunate thing that the universe sort of forced me into this corner and say, you have to focus and you have to want it and you have to make it work. Like the circumstances at the time, okay, forced me to focus. That was my wake-up call. So I really, really wanted it. Okay, you ask yourself, do you really want it or not? Like, how badly do you want to make it? If inside you're asking questions like, can I not really want it? Can I, like, I know some of you are in school, some of you have a 9 to 5, some of you have family commitments, okay, and you think that those things are going to interfere and stop you from achieving success with remote closing. And I'll tell you right now that that is not true. That is only true because you allow yourself to believe in it. I believe if I really sit you down and I investigate your schedule and I train you on every aspect of the game, you can do it. How do I know that? First of all, that's what I did for myself. Second of all, that's what I did for all the people who have followed me. There are a lot of them from third world countries. You don't say no time, okay? Some of them don't even have Wi-Fi, okay? Some of them are stay-home moms. They have family commitments. Okay, so there's no such thing as no time. Sure, you might be a little bit slower than someone who says they're all in, they're all the time, but you don't believe, if you really want it, don't allow yourself to believe that. Okay, trust yourself. Okay, so if you say that, okay, you know what, Sean, I really want it, I just don't know how. Now, there's a very big difference, because With me, okay, listen to this, and I hope you remember this. With me, there's no such thing as you don't know how. Okay, either I will log into your computer and I will prospect for you, I will hold your hand and type all the emails for you. Okay, I will do it for you, I will force you to do it, I will train you how to do it. There's no such thing as don't know how. Okay, unless of course you have paid for some programs, you'll say, hey, you're my coach, can you teach me? And then they give you theory, they don't demonstrate, they can't actually prove that they've done it, and they can't guide you. Don't let that affect your impression of me, because with me, I will teach you how to do it, I will do it myself, I will demonstrate, and then I will make sure you know how to do it. So I hope you get the point. There's no such thing as no time, there's no such thing as no ability, there's no such thing as no talent. Okay, it's how bad you want to achieve it. And let's say you say, I really want it, and it's just so overwhelming that it's taking me so much time. That's why you're here. Okay, I'm not going to spoon feed you all the answers. I am going to push you up to a certain point, okay, and then you have to teach me back. Okay, you have to do the work, you have to answer my questions. Because if after all the training and you cannot do that, it tells me that you didn't really internalize the things I teach. Okay, you are not here to pick up a part-time skill. You're not here to get shortcuts. You're not here to get quick wins. That's what the internet is always going to promise you. Okay, and if you believe that, that is on you. Okay, I hope that every time I share my story, you can see it's real effort. Okay, it's real effort. It's all real effort. Okay, when you take the real effort, okay, the number one question, other than how to find opportunity, right? It's how long will it take? Okay, how long? And I can understand why people ask that question. I also ask the question, but I really want you to think about this. If you learn a skill, okay, to improve your financial situation, to achieve your financial goals, you learn copywriting, you learn funnel building, you learn how to run ads. How long will it take for you to what? To hit your first 5K? To hit your first 10K? If you hit your first 5 and 10K, does it mean that you will always be able to replicate it? So is it a question about building the right systems? Is it a question of understanding the right things? So do you really have a time question? Or is it more of a strategy question? Is it more of a roadmap question? Is it more of a blueprint, as in what are the things I have to know, including the things that I don't know? Like, how do I put together everything into a plan so that I can actually hit the concrete things within a designated reasonable time? Because if you look at the whole thing, it's very intimidating. Then you say, how long can I make my first 10K? When I sat down and I wrote my plan, I also felt very intimidated, because I was like, this is a very big goal and I don't know so many things. At the time I didn't even know that I had to find a business owner. I had to brand myself. I didn't know all these things. So it's like, how do you plan for something when it is a blind spot and you don't know what you're doing? Okay. My answer to that is, when you plan, you don't have to have the full picture. And most of the time, you plan because you don't have the full picture. Plans are alive, right? Solutions change. You are alive. You change. So the good news is, you just need to start. And your plan is not fixed, because as you go, you can change. And the more you learn, the more you're gonna refine your plan, adjust your goal, improve yourself. It has always been like this. That's how everyone does everything. The difference is, I can actually give you some guidance based on what I did, of how you can start, like today, right now. My expectation is that you don't treat this as a YouTube video, but this kind of the mentality, like even when I go on YouTube myself, like I'm watching, wrestling videos, like I'm a huge wrestling fan. I listen to music. For this video that you watch right now, for the videos that you study when you watch remote closing, I want you to have the mentality, especially if it's my stuff, I want you to have the mentality that this is not for entertainment, this is not for just enrich myself for fun. Okay, I want you to have the mentality of, you paid you paid your hard-earned money to invest in this time and training with me. Because that is what I did to produce the experience and the content that you're absorbing right now. These are actually all paid stuff. I paid for it, first of all, with my money to learn these things. I paid with my blood, my sweat, and my tears. So if you come on here and you watch my video and you're like, oh, this is just a entertainment free value video. I know a lot of people produce that kind of video just to hook you in and mesmerize you. That's not my goal. Okay, my expectation for you is at the end of this video, I want to see your plan. Okay, you have already taken the effort to go into this corner of YouTube to find me. When I search for remote closing, I can see that there are a lot of other gurus dominating the SEO for remote closing, and I have to scroll like a little bit more to find my own stuff. So the fact that you're watching my stuff, okay, already says how thorough, and it says a lot about your work ethic, I should say. So I want to continue seeing that from you. I want to see your plan. I'm teaching you your plan right now. I'm teaching you how to start. And I have broken it down. I took 4.5 months without guidance. Okay, I've broken the same way that I built my career from scratch. Okay, and if I were to start all over again, I would do the same exact thing. But for simplicity purposes, I've broken it down into 3 months for you. Of course, you can stretch it to 5, you can stretch it to 6, okay, hell, you can even stretch it to 1 year, okay. It doesn't matter, because at least when you look at it 1 year, you might say, well, 1 year is too long, Sean. Okay, 1 year of building your foundations to the point where from that point onwards, you want to make a couple of grand, you can always fall back on this skill. I would say it's worth it. Right? Even if you don't learn remote closing, let's say you learn funnel building, you learn how to run ads, you learn how to write copy, you learn drop shipping, okay, whatever that you can truly align yourself with, okay, once that skill is in you, you can now use the internet to go to any company and say, hey, let me bring you more leads, let me book more calls for you, let me close some sales remotely for you, let me run ads for you, let me do the whatever for you. You have that skill in you. Even if you are in school, even if you have a 9 to 5, I believe after work on the weekends, you can still do what I'm teaching you now. First of all, to generate opportunities for yourself, whatever you want to sell, okay, or you want to sell for others, also can. You have the time. Initially, when you learn, you spend all the time learning for your first year, fine. Okay, you go through the learning curve with me. You take that 1 whole year, it's fine. Okay, but at least that year was so well planned that from that point on, you have a skill for life. And even if you stay in school, even if you stay in your job, you still have that time afterward to text 5 people, right? To call up 10 people, to pitch this service that you have. Some of you have all kinds of different skills that you can actually charge, right? And then on the weekends, what do? You still can prospect and close and apply the things that I teach you, right, to give your value to people and monetize it. Okay, so at the end of the video, I want to see your plan. Okay, you should not ask me how long it's going to take for you to do what, because when you do what, I don't know how long it will take or do what exactly. Month 1, establish your fundamental. I'm going to go through this in detail in a bit. Okay, there's your environment, your brand assets, and your schedule. And if you look at the whole thing as one goal, it's really impossible to nail it because you don't even know what you're nailing. But if you say, okay, I'm going to block out everything, in month 1, I just establish my fundamentals. I just establish my brand assets. It don't need to be perfect. I just need to start something in a way that I can continue to sustain it, especially my schedule. And when I say month 1, I really mean month 1. You don't come and tell me afterwards that, Sean, you said it will take me 3 months to do this thing. It's been 3 months and there's nothing. Okay, the 4.5 months that I went through, and the so-called 3 months that I'm telling you right now, is a very focused, intense, intentional 3 months where sacrifices have to be made. You look at any business in their first year, okay, you ask them, what is life like for them? Then you will know. Some of you, if you have friends who have their own business, you ask them, hey, the first year you start your own business, what was life like? They will not tell you that, oh, I took a 90 days course to teach me how to build my business and make 10K in 90 days. And then afterwards, I succeeded. Nobody will tell you that. Okay, if you believe that, I don't know why you believe that, but that is on you. Okay, it takes real effort. Okay, intelligent, well-planned, targeted effort. So when I say your month 1, I really mean 30 consecutive days of intentional work. Don't ask me how long in a day you have to work. It's whether you get it or not. You get it? Okay, so if your 1 month, I'm working 3 times as hard as you, then my 1 month is going to be your 3 months. Then my 4 months is going to be your 1 year. So this is a very relative thing. You know what I mean? So I want you to take out a piece of paper right now or open up an Excel sheet, okay, and you write there month 1. Okay, I thought of doing the template for you, like do a PDF, a worksheet, an Excel sheet. First of all, I need to sleep very soon after I do this video, okay, and then I have to go back to my closing. Second of all, I thought that, how do I know which one of you watching this right now, who is out there buying shortcuts and buying guarantees and then have to lick their wounds afterwards, versus who is really honest with themselves and willing to put in the work. So how I know that is if you do your plan and you send it to me, and I don't care if you use a Google sheet, an Excel sheet, a piece of paper, okay, a tissue paper, a napkin, whatever. If you do your plan and you reach out and you send it to me, okay, I will know you're serious and then I'll be able to help you. I want to see your 1 month, exactly what is the month. When are you watching this from, whatever you're watching this? That 30 days, okay, you have to focus on building at least 1 or 2 of these pillars that I'm teaching. My suggestion, establish your fundamentals, your environment, your brand assets, your schedule. Second month, you need to complete your role play curve. A lot of people, they come to me, they will ask all these questions like, how long will it take for me to see results? First of all, this is a very vague question. Okay, you're gonna get a very vague answer. Second of all, how many live calls have you done? 0. Then, never mind, okay, how many role plays have you done? 0. So, of course, then no business owner will trust you with their leads, right? You didn't even prepare. Some of you have your own business, if I never even role play before, and then I say, hey, can you give me your leads I close for you? You probably block me on Facebook, you know. So, come on, you want to do remote sales, where is your preparation? Where is your role play? Where is your sales call? Right? The sales call is what you're doing remote closing. If you never even allow yourself to role play, how are you going to? You mean you just jump on the call and you just what do? You sing song? No, right? You have to know what to do, right? Month 2, you also need to start doing your list building. Right? Explain this in a while. So you need to nail down the date. If you want to take 2 months, you take 2 months. You write down 2 months. You want to take 3 months, okay, you go by the pace that you can go. And don't be afraid to go slow. Like I said, even if you take 1 whole year, but you achieve all these things that we lay out together, it will be worth it. Okay, you might not know this, but there are a lot of people that started with me from 5 years ago. Today, 5 years later, they're still asking me this kind of question. Some of them started earlier than me. Some of them started with me. Okay, so there are people that get stuck for 2, 3, 4, 5 years. And they will still say, oh, I'm trying to get back to roleplay. Okay, deep down, they never really made that decision. They never really committed to that decision, and they never sit down to do what you're going to do right now, which is to come face to face with their goals. Just for some people, it's just incredibly difficult to do that. Okay, so you might ask, then Sean, why is it so easy for you? Because not hitting my goals is even more difficult for me, and I cannot accept that. If you can accept not hitting your goals, then you can go ahead and procrastinate. And maybe 5 years later, you will come back and ask me again, how long will it take for me? Okay, don't let that happen to you. Now, what's going to happen in month 3 is because you have 2 months of internal and external preparation, it is now the time to go out there and prospect for opportunities. And I will teach you how to do that. Okay, imagine if you're a copywriter, for example, or you run ads, or you build funnels, you have that skill set. Okay, how can you spend 1 whole year write copy, or to build funnel, or run ads, but you have no clients? Then what is your skill used for? So your skill is one thing. Okay, how you're going to sell the skill is sales and marketing. It just so happens that most of you watching this, your skill is sales, and then you don't know how to sell yourself or sell yourself to clients to let you sell for them. You know what I'm trying to say? Month 3 is the month you have to go and do it. Because a lot of people, they do month 1, they do month 2, then when it's time to do month 3, they no, I'm not ready. Then they go back to month 2, they go back to 1 month. So a lot of people I've seen over the years, right now, they're still going through month 1 to month 2, month 2 to month 1. And then I'm like, how many business owners have you reached out? They will say, no, I'm not prepared. Okay, you will never be prepared. Some things you cannot learn from a course. Some things you cannot learn through role play. There's that one final part, okay, and you'll never be ready for that. That one final part, you have to throw yourself into the fire. You have to jump on that call. You have to pick up the phone. Okay, and what's the worst that's going to happen? They either slam the phone, and these days we use Zoom, right? They will either end the Zoom, they might say something nasty, then what? What's the worst that can happen? Okay, it's all in your own head. Okay, I can tell you, once you overcome your fear, there will always be a reward. And the most important reward right now, okay, is once you complete month 3, you have your end goal in mind, right? This is the income I need to have. This is the income I'm fighting for. This is the income I deserve. Okay, but in every one of us, there is that intermediate stage, in between. Okay, I call this the breakthrough milestone. It is a breakthrough and it is a milestone. So I was thinking what to call it. It is a breakthrough milestone. This is the part, like for me, it was when I crossed my first $3,000, simply because up to that point in my life, I had never crossed that mark. Always like 2 plus, right? So that first month when I crossed that milestone, I crossed an internal hurdle. Actually, it's because I crossed the internal hurdle first, then I crossed that 3K, and once I crossed that 3K, I realized that from 3 to 5, it's just that little bit more, either quantity or quality. Then from 5 to 7, it's the same. And then before I knew it, I already hit my income goals. I already crossed all of it. And it's not the end goal that's the hardest to cross. That's what I learned. Okay, it's that one thing in the middle. Okay, once you hit it, you know you are there already. So as a coach, what I always do for you, okay, I will drill your fundamentals. Okay, drill like any sport, like any martial art. We will keep drilling it. And then we will target that intermediate breakthrough milestone. For you, it could be speaking on video for whatever reason, I don't know. Okay, it's usually your biggest fear, and most of the time you will know what is it. For some people, strangely, it's posting their first piece of content and then have their family and friends see what they are trying to achieve, what their real personality is, what your real voice, what do you really have to say. Like some people cannot cross that hurdle, okay, and I know it doesn't seem related to remote sale, but I've seen a lot of things. I keep trying to teach my students the sale, the techniques, right, and they don't have a breakthrough. But sometimes when you have this internal hurdle, it could be just, I don't know, speaking to someone, okay, that you haven't been speaking to, you know. It could be sitting down and doing this plan, right? And usually you will know that one thing that you never cross, once you cross it, you realize that you have a different confidence in you because you have essentially conquered yourself. So you reach this really important stage internally, which is like, I know I used to have this fear, but once I overcome it, I can do anything. And to succeed in remote sales, when you have no boss, no base salary, okay, that's the confidence you need. Okay, and most of the time, okay, I can see my students, once they get through whatever is that fear in them, they have no problems on their own. They will just go and book calls, close sales, and then they will just send me their screenshots, you know, and I know, okay, they've crossed the hurdle already. Okay, let's look at what exactly is in month 1. Okay, so when you do your plan and you did what I did to sit down to say, okay, what's going to happen in month 1? Okay, don't try to do everything. Okay, I know it's counterintuitive, and a lot of you will be very ambitious and say, no, I can do everything right now. Yes, you can do everything right now. Okay, but will the quality or the density of that piece of work be there? Because for my 1 month, I just focus on my bread. Okay, for you in your first month, make sure your physical environment, you set it up for success. Your boundaries, your time, if you're working from home, your room, protect your physical environment. This includes your social life, who you're going to hang out with, who you're going to let influence you, which therefore affects your mental environment. A lot of this is a mental game. Okay? Only once your mental game is strong, then it will come through what you express, which is your brand assets. Okay, if you go to seansena.com/demo, that is seansena.com/demo, DEMO, you will see my 1-pager. Why do you need a 1-pager? Because if you do everything on your social media, you post, it is all your work and it is great, right? It's just that I prefer to have one place where you highlight all your best work, which you're gonna compile over time. Don't tell me you have nothing now. Okay, you just need the skeleton now. You are going to update it. You're going to compile and stack things on it, and eventually this is going to be the one hub, okay, that in one look, in 3 minutes, companies can see, okay, this is who you are, these are your best wins, this is your best value, this is your best contribution, it's easy to read. Okay, I know who you are already. And meanwhile, there are thousands of other closers who are generic, who just did a course and then they are harassing the business owners. But you will stand out because you have chosen to present your portfolio. Okay, copywriters all have portfolios, funnel builders all have portfolio. Why remote closers don't have portfolio, I don't understand. Okay, so and your 1-pager can be anything. Okay, it can even be a simple Google document. That's all you need. Okay, you don't have to ask me, hey, do I need a website? Do I need to pay for this? Just use a Google Doc. That's good enough. It is about your content and your subs. Like right now, I'm using Google Slides, and it's not stopping you from learning from me, right? Same. Then your social media account, you just set it up. Okay, you don't need to worry about, oh my god, what am I going to say? Or no, I don't know what to say. You just go and set it up first. Okay. And then the most important thing, I want to see your Google Calendar. You can use any calendar, but Google is good because I can see. Right? If I subscribe to your calendar, I can see what your life is like. How can we plan? How can we put all these action steps into a way that can be reasonably sustained at a good pace for the rest of the year? You know what I'm saying? Okay, so once you set it, you have to do it. you have to set it in a way that can obviously be done. If this 1 month you feel is not enough time, set for 2, do 60 days. Okay, then you just pace yourself the 60 days evenly, and you really have to focus and you really have to go. Okay, time to sleep, you sleep. If you have school, you go and do whatever you need. If you have work, you go and do whatever you need. But when you say in my Google Calendar, right, 9 to 10 a.m., for example, like right now, right, watch Sean's video, then you really watch Sean's video. You have to remind yourself. Okay, it's usually the people that don't follow through, then they go and buy the guarantees, right? Then they go and do closing for closer programs that teach people how to sell and close for closer programs. Okay, don't do that. Okay, build yourself. Okay, don't go for shortcuts. Build yourself. Then month 2, you need to focus on 2 really important things, which is you need to role play, and you need to role play every day. You need to role play until you hear the objection, it's a reflex in you already. When you're sleeping, you also know, like, this is my script. You know that, okay, I got to start with my rapport, my background, my goals, my pain, my consequences, my nightmare scenario, my urgency. I summarize the call, decision, and then finances, and then handling objections throughout. Like, you have to have it in you so that as soon as you're tested by business owners, as soon as you're tested on a sales call, it is in you. You can go. You cannot be, you don't role play, or you role play 1 day, then you stop for 3 months, and then you get on a call and the influencer says, okay, what would you do if the prospect says this? And then you're like, I would. Okay, once you hesitate and you don't know what you're saying, then you're not prepared. So then my question to you will be, what happened in your month 2? And you cannot tell me, Sean, I did not roleplay. You cannot tell me I don't have people to roleplay with. Make a post, start a group, pull people in. If you have to roleplay with your teddy bear, you go and roleplay with your teddy bear. I don't care. But you cannot tell me I never roleplay. Why you never roleplay? Then I will look at your month 1 and say, show me your calendar. How is it possible that you cannot roleplay? You have no one to roleplay? I introduce my students to you. You know time to roleplay? I roleplay with you. Okay, unless you tell me you don't even have a teddy bear to roleplay with. I'm not asking you to master the whole thing, you know. You just need to have something. Because once you start that something, you're sending a message to the universe that I really, really want this. Okay, and you might not believe this now, but once you have the committed decision, there will be so many doors and opportunities that will open up for you. There's a very high chance that you're able to watch my video right now because you set that intention that I want to learn from someone who can guide me. Right? So your role play is one, and the second one is your list building. Okay, if you have to go and buy a guaranteed placement, it tells me that you actually don't know how to prospect. And guess what? When you're in sales, what is your basic skill? To prospect, right? So list building essentially is you putting together all your opportunities, and I don't care when you find them. Right? Some people would say Facebook group. Some people would say LinkedIn. Some people would say door knocking. Some people would say referrals. There's no point in arguing which way is better than which way. And you will see a lot of teachers, coaches arguing over that. Don't spend your time arguing. You take what everybody say and you put it into your list. Even if you have to pick up the phone and go to a company in your area, in your region, okay, find the number, pick up, you call. Find the email, type, you send. Okay? And do your research before you send. You don't harass people. You know what's the difference between true value and harassing? Okay, harassing is when the first message you send, you ask for something. And I get that every day, right? They watch my training, then they'll say, Sean, give me this. Sean, help me with this. If the first message you send, you're already taking, okay, that person will probably just ignore you because they have other things to do. You are a closer. Come on, right? You're training to be a closer. You have to think, what is in it for them? Then you prospect, right? And I made this post not too long ago, right? I say if you have 2 closers, right? And half of you will be A, the other half will be B. If closer A prospects 20 people today, by the end of the week he might have 80, 100, he might have get 5, 10, 20 calls, I don't know, he might close a few sales, right? Closer B is going to watch a few episodes of Netflix. By the weekend he's going to complete a couple of seasons, you'll probably order fast food, put on a few pounds. I have two questions for you. The first one is, who is more likely to succeed? Whose so-called guarantee is stronger? And my next question to you is, who is the one who is more likely to go outside and buy a guarantee? Who already knows that he himself is the guarantee? And who is trying to escape his challenge and escape his discomfort zone and stay in his comfort zone and expect life to be different while staying in his comfort zone? It's quite obvious, right? That's why I know if I don't see the plan, then I know who is serious, who is not serious. Right? Month 3, like I was trying to say earlier, this is where most people either quit, okay, or they self-sabotage. Okay? If you are following what I've been saying, you understand what I'm trying to get at. You have to persist. Because even if you quit, right, you say, well, month 1 is good, month 2 is good, and month 3 you quit. You change the copywriting, you still have to sell yourself. You change the drop shipping, you still have to sell your brand, your products, your company. You change the funnel building, Facebook ads, you change the magic bullet, you go for the next shiny object, you will still come back to this. So you cannot escape closing. Everything is closing. Why people believe in you? Because you close them. Why people want your products? Because you close them. Why people choose your solution and not others? It's because you close them. So you quit, but no use. You cannot quit. Okay? In this game of remote sales itself, you have to see yourself. And a lot of these videos where I actually recorded the interviews I had with business owners, and they were testing and grueling, the shit out of me. And I was like, yes sir, yes ma'am. But I passed the interview, I got into the team, I book calls, close deals, and make money. But I cannot do that. I would not have been able to do that if in the first place I chicken out when I have to talk to business owners. Okay, and I don't mean just talk, you really have to close them. Okay, because a lot of this is not, none of these were from guarantees, none of this, all of these influences that I got for myself over the years, I self-source. They were close by my brand, they were close by my work ethic, they were close by the effort I put in, they were close to the results that I brought to the table. They did not allow me to join their team just because I bought someone's course. Okay? They did not allow me to join their team because I bought a guarantee. Even if I was placed in their company, the following week, the following month, if I don't perform, I'm out. That's what the game is. Okay? So this is the reality of how the game is played. Be very honest with yourself. Okay? This is not fast money. This is not shortcut. This is real effort. Okay? Be really honest with yourself. If this is too tough, this is very entrepreneurial. This is as close as you will ever get to building your own business. This is your own business. Okay, there will be ups and downs, highs and lows, good months and bad months. If this is too tough, stay in school. Okay, if this is too tough, stay in your job. Okay, at least you have a stable pay. Okay, then you don't have to deal with this fire every day. But there will be fires. Okay, because you can fend for yourself, right? There's no organization, there's no base pay, there's nothing to insure you. It's true, there is no ceiling, and then you can do it remotely, but at the same time, you're on your own. Okay, so you think very carefully about what I say, okay? Because if you do survive this and you cross this last hurdle, okay, you will achieve your breakthrough milestone. And once again, okay, don't buy into the idea that you're gonna get this just like that. Okay, be very honest with yourself that who must you be to achieve this milestone. You don't ask me how fast can I achieve it. You don't ask me how to achieve it. Okay, the first question you should ask is who do I need to be? Okay, I talk about myself. Okay, I realized that to do this without a base salary, to do this without a boss, I have to be a very tough boss on myself. A lot of times, time to sleep, I don't want to sleep. Time to sleep, I don't want to sleep. And then time to wake up, I cannot wake up. Time to wake up, I cannot wake up. Then it's like how I have the energy to prospect. How I have the mood to focus on my study. It's a complete waste of time. I realized that, okay, cannot. I have to break my habit, and it's very, very tough. You know, your old paradigm will always just pull you back, pull you back, pull you back. I was like, cannot. Force myself, right? And then I worked US timing. It was even tougher. So a lot of people want the freedom of remote. They want the freedom of earning commissions remotely. They don't have the self-discipline to pull it off. Then they say it's a skill issue. It's an industry issue. But deep down, I know. They never really have the self-discipline to live this life. And then once I had the self-discipline, I was like, how do I be effective with my time? Like I make this video, right? I gave myself 2 hours. Okay. I used to take a long time to do my slide, and I was like, okay, I need to be effective because I have other things to do. I give myself 2 hours, I have to finish it. Okay. It is a challenge. And you know, there's no one asked me to do this slide, you know. No one asked me to make this video. It's all self-initiative. Right? So I asked myself, what needs to change in me? And why is it so uncomfortable for me to break the habits? What's the big deal about it? Is it because I don't really understand why I want to do this? And then why I want to do this? And I think, okay, I want a better future for myself. I want to feel proud about myself that I got this skill. So why I watched Netflix 5-6 seasons? Right? Why don't I pull out the video and study how to close? Why don't I find a stranger and practice how to close? Oh, very difficult. So I have to close myself. So like I was trying to say earlier, once all these habits became consistent, I was like, okay, I'm going to work, I'm going to study. So tough to build my list, so tough to prospect business owners. I got to message them, I got to speak to them, I got to give them value. Oh, so difficult, right? So once I hit the 3K, I knew that I already changed, and I had a sense of like, I felt very cleansed because all the old habits that used to weigh me down and pull me back, I always knew those were all my bad habits, and you probably know what are your bad habits as well. So once I hit the milestone, I realized that I wake up on time, I sleep on time, I study, I train, and I'm not forcing myself anymore. I was so aligned with who I wanted to be that by the time I achieved this goal, I actually forgot that this was my goal. You know, I was just in it. And it's the same thing for your main goal. Okay, because from here on, it's about transforming. The first step is to conquer yourself. Once you know that you've already conquered yourself, is what's the next level for me? So I had to change a lot of my thinking from how do I benefit from this? How do I get this? How do I take this? These are all like very short-term, short-sighted things. I had to change my mentality from how can I give people things, like I'm giving you this value, this video right now. If I still have other things that I'm not confronting, what am I avoiding? Like, is it my pride? Is it my laziness? Is it a lack of belief? So I had to attack all these things to say, I don't want to live with those chains anymore. It used to protect me, but to get to the next level, and I already conquered myself once, I know I can become this person. Then again, once I gone through it, when I achieved the goal, I actually forgot that I set this goal, because I was already the person. No, it's not like I was forcing myself to hit the goal. I'm not teaching you to like go hardcore on yourself. Actually, the opposite is true. You have to be so aligned that you are so in the flow that I know it sounds weird to say, but you set the goal, you forget the goal, and then you achieve the goal because you are the goal. Does that make any sense? Okay, I hope you understand what I'm trying to say and do it for yourself. And when I look at your schedule, I see some people, they understand most of what I say, and then they are like 10 out of 10. Let's say in a week you give this remote closing 10 hours, right? You say, hey, I got school, I got work, what can I do? I say, okay, you give me 10 hours a week, can you do that? They say, can. Then I say, okay, it's been a week. What do you do for your 10 hours? They say, oh, 10 hours I role play. I say, what? You role play for 10 hours? They say, yeah. I say, why? And I say, what about your brand and your study? Well, Sean, you said really focus on that thing. I said, yes, you in that month you have to focus on that thing, right? But it doesn't mean that you eliminate all the other things. When I say focus, it can be 80%, okay? It can be 90%, but it cannot be so lopsided that it feels like you're avoiding the rest of it, right? So for example, if in that month you say my priority is to learn how to close, I want to perfect my role play, yes, you can give it 7-8 hours, but can you at least set up your social media accounts? Can you at least give me 10, 20, 30 minutes of studying what's in your members area? Then can you at least just put 1, 2, 3 names on your list? Right? And the reason for that is to see how the different skill sets link to each other. And more importantly, is to make sure that you are not avoiding any of them. Okay, and even more importantly than that, your schedule is an extension of your paradigm. So if your paradigm is balanced, I can see in your schedule. If your paradigm is lopsided, if you are subconsciously avoiding certain things, if some of your old habits are subconsciously or even unconsciously holding you back, you can see that in your schedule very clearly. That's why I love Google Calendar. And a lot of these things that you want to perfect in you is through deliberate practice. It's repetition. So all these videos, if you say, Sean, okay, remember what I said, that you don't have a how problem with me. If you say, hey, I don't know how to close a sale, my recordings are on YouTube. If you say, I don't have a script, I uploaded a script. If you say, I don't know how to overcome interviews, I have no experience, I have uploaded interviews when I had no experience. If you say, I don't know how to brand myself and find opportunities on my own, I have so many trainings on that. So if you gone through my stuff and you still feel that there's something I didn't teach or there's something I didn't put, okay, comment below or reach out to me. I will go and create it. Okay, and then you have to study it and put it into your schedule and practice it. Okay, does this sound like a lot of work? Maybe. Okay, you're like, well, Sean, you're asking me to, like, what is like military training, hardcore training? You ask yourself, is this more hardcore, or is wasting 3, 5, 7 years of your precious time, of your precious youth, of the best years of your life, not fulfilling your potential? Which is more hardcore? You taking extreme ownership for your success, or you wasting that 5-10 years that you can never get back, and you know that if in those 5-10 years you just gave 1, 2, 3 hours a day into completing the learning curve, or you can be like me and squeeze everything into 3 intense months and get your results, and you can move on with your life and do whatever you want to do. seriously, like, which is more hardcore? You decide. Okay, and I will conclude with this. How you do this training, okay, send me your plan. The format doesn't have to be right or wrong. There's no perfect. Okay, don't go for perfection. Just do something. Okay, whether it's ugly, whatever, do something and send it to me, because that shows a lot. First of all, I want to see what you do, and then second of all, that really, it can also show you that, are you really cut out for this space? Okay, especially in month 3, right? Or even in month 2, once you start building your list, once you start prospecting for business owners to close them, to let you close for them. Okay, I also made this post not too long ago. If you follow me on Facebook, Instagram, you'll see how you prospect for your opportunities when you have no opportunity. It says so much about you as a performer, regardless of your skill set. Okay, I'm not looking at your skill, I'm looking at your effort and your attitude, because the skill I can train you. Because when you have no team, when you have no offer, you are the offer. You know what I mean? So when you do your personal brand, when you do your prospecting, when influencers come to you because of your brand inbound, what are all these? These are all your sales activities. The business owners, they are your prospects. Right? So in this sense, all of this is your business. And you are already doing remote sales when you do what I teach. Because even after you join a team, guess what you're doing? Do your calls well, prospect for prospects, close the sales. Some of you are going to go on to become sales leaders and build teams, right? Some of you already have your own business and you're applying this in your own business. So don't have this mentality that, oh, I just need to learn, then opportunity will come. They will never come. Because business owners know this, that first of all, we don't wait for leads to fall from the sky, and we don't want people that wait for leads to fall from the sky. So right now, remember what I said? Who do you need to be, okay, to achieve the goals you say you want? You cannot say that once I get into the team, oh, then I'll take this seriously. If you give me a good offer, then I might take it seriously. Well, who will give you the offer if you don't take it seriously? Right? So, start now. Start today. You are a business. You are a remote closer already. From the time you started studying this, when you join a team, you also have to study the product. You have to be so familiar with the product that you can sell it really well. And what is that? Studying. So should you start studying now? You join a team, you have to build your own pipeline. You have to prospect for your own leads. Unless you want to wait for leads from your influencer. So what is that? List building, prospecting. And shouldn't you start prospecting and list building now? Then you join the team, you need to close your prospect. Now you need to close the influencer. It's the same game. It's the same thing. So I hope you have a shift in you after watching this training, that first of all, put in the comments, what is your main takeaway from today's session? Okay? Remind yourself that you are a business, you are doing sales, and you need to start now, because who you are now is going to attract what you're going to get. Okay, and no one else is doing that to you. You are fully responsible for your results. So in its essence, you also go and think, therefore, you can obviously see what remote closing is to me, right? It is me already. So you need to have the same alignment and ask yourself, to you, what is remote closing? Is it just a tool to generate quick cash? Or is it a way for you to transform something, a part of you that you have been wanting to transform? Okay, and after you finish your plan, find me on social media. I'm very easy to find. Okay, Okay, reach out, send me your stuff, okay, and then I will see what's the best way I can help you. If along the way you have any questions, comments, things you need help with, let me know and I will help you with that as well. If I'm not replying, okay, it's because I myself, I'm busy closing. There's a lot of message in my inbox I haven't tend to. Okay, just gently bump it up and I will see it sooner or later. Okay, otherwise, that's it for today. I hope this training gave you the insights, the breakthrough, and it's going to prepare you for 2024. Okay, or if you are watching this in 2024, please implement this right away. Okay, and I know that you will achieve the success you want. Okay, you can do it. You have to believe in yourself. Until next time, it's Sena, and I will talk to you soon. Bye bye.